Evening and welcome to the Derby debrief from RamsTV, live from Pride Park Stadium, here to reflect and bring you a reaction to Derby's victory this afternoon, a thumping 4-2 win over Bristol Rovers in their first league visit to Pride Park. It's also head coach Paul Warne's first Pride Park victory in charge of the Rams. You'll hear from him in just a little while. You'll hear too from David McGoldrick, hat-trick hero for the Rams today, his first hat-trick at the grand old age of 34. Terrific afternoon for him to do it in front of the family too. James Collins among the goals on his return to the side. Shaun Barker, what a contrast in terms of first half performances from Tuesday to today. 4 goals. Derby did enough in that first half and they win the game. They
did. It was exactly what I'm guessing the manager wanted in terms of a response. Certainly what the fans wanted. The first half was full of energy, enthusiasm, aggression, being on the front foot, pressing. And it started in the first 2 or 3 minutes. I thought Mendez-Laing was excellent in the first 45 minutes, so obviously set up McGoldrick. Colo led the line wonderfully all afternoon, and McGoldrick just offered that class. So from the moment we kicked off, there was a real intent that was lacking on Tuesday, and you talk about contrast, it was a huge contrast, and that's why we looked strong, that's why we moved the ball quickly, and that's why we looked a threat every time we went forward.
I don't want to get into the Rams of, was that a statement from Derby and all this sort of stuff, because it's a long season and there are ups and downs, but it was a reminder. You know, you shouldn't get too low on Tuesday when you're disappointed with the performance, because Derby can do that as well.
Well, this is a building process. We're not kind of nailed it after today's game, and we weren't miles behind after Tuesday's game. We're just starting to find our feet with the players that the manager has at his disposal. We haven't got a full fit squad, so we've had to change. We've had to change formation, which seemed to suit these players that little bit more today. Having Colo back was a massive change in terms of the team, in terms of how we played, that kind of being on the front foot and a little bit of know-how, which helps. So this is going to happen. This is part of the process of bringing a new manager in, understanding his styles, the players taking on board. I thought Tuesday looked like they didn't quite get it or couldn't deliver what he asked. And I thought a complete contrast today in terms of everything that was asked of every single players. And the biggest thing for me was those duels, those little moments where it was a 50-50, where it was about a tackle, it was about getting the better of your opponent. I thought typified in terms of the midfield, who I thought were way behind it on Tuesday. Harahan, all of a sudden there's that aggressive side, there's that willingness to maybe do the things that he's not used to from the previous manager. And we know we've got the players and we know we've got the quality, and that's ultimately what got us the goals in the first half.
And let's get to some reaction then. Paul Warne has his first home win as Derby County head coach.
Yeah, buzzing. Obviously it's all about winning football games. I still feel like I've aged by quite a lot. I thought in times we were excellent, and then we sort of shot ourselves in the foot and gave a good Bristol Rovers team. You know, I saw them play really well against Sheffield Wednesday midweek. Gave them something to hold on to, really. I thought if we'd have come in 4-1 at half time, you know, goals change games, I know, but coming in 4-1 at half time makes a massive difference. And I know, because if I'd have been the other manager, 4-2 right at the death there, I'd be thinking, right, here we go, second half, and I could hear him on the side, turn them, and it's what they kept doing, and we struggled to get a foothold in the game, really. But then when it's like that and you've played in it, you're not sure whether to go for the 5th or just not concede. So anyway, to come away with a win pleases me. There's a lot of positives from today, and there's some still, obviously, as always, stuff to work on.
David McGoldrick, a first career hat-trick for you.
Wow, was it? Oh, brilliant. I was buzzing. I mean, in fairness, I did say to him before the game, like, I want you to play like gladiators. This is your home. Your family come. You know, if I play today, I want my wife, my mum, my dad to see me in the best possible form. They never did. So for Didsy to score that, and I know his family here today, is great, but there were some goals as well.
James Collins back in the side. He got his goal, you know, one from a set piece, which I'm sure you'll be really pleased about. Yeah. But what about overall? What did he add for you?
Well, I just think, you know, and this is not being disrespectful, but it is. Like Dobbs and Will are still learning the game, and you can see it. There's certain parts of their play that we're always trying to help with. They're enthusiastic, keen to improve. Whereas Colo's sort of been there, done that. He gets it. He knows how to use his body. He knows how to win a foul. He knows how to put people under pressure. And he just gives you a physical presence up top. So he definitely improved our team today. I thought first half we could have, you know, got plenty more goals. We broke them down really well. You know, I thought Connor and Birdie in midfield were excellent. you know, it was difficult. Sometimes they were overloaded, but they won tackles, set off attacks, and you know, on another day we might have got more goals. The disappointment for me was we were gave away a few needless free kicks, and when you do that and you daggle your leg, you give the opposition a real chance to score, and that's my only real criticism.
I know you said there were things to work on, there was but how pleased were you that the players gave you a reaction from Tuesday night?
Yeah, good. I mean, in the dressing room, you know, it's different in a fan base to a dressing room. Like, we were disappointed that I thought that, look, if I always say this to the lads, if we're going to lose, the opposition have to be excellent, right? So you have to match their enthusiasm as every team that comes here, and then hopefully your quality will come out. And, you know, I was just disappointed with Tuesday night that we didn't have enough oomph. So I said, look, if we have 10 chances today and we miss them all and they score 1-0, then I'll take that. I know it sounds stupid, but I'll take the performance. Performance leads to results, which leads to a real, like, you know, momentum. So the fact that they took it on board today and scored after about 4 minutes was great. I'd have liked the third one to go in before 10 minutes, then I wouldn't feel like I was having a heart attack. But yeah, generally really good, really pleased, and you know, it's about trying to get the next points, the next one, and that's the thing with this league. You can win 2 or 3 on the spin, and you can be right up there. So hopefully it will give the lads confidence, which they should have, and you know, some of the injured players might start coming back, and then we start looking a bit more like.
Watching you at full time, you look like you're enjoying yourself, but also the feedback never seemed to stop. There seemed to be a conversation with James Collins about something, and every single player gets a word or two. Do you ever switch off for a minute?
Yeah, not really, no. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't know. I mean, in fairness, some of them I just congratulated with, and then some, you know, I had something to say, you're right. But it is an unbelievable feeling when your team win at home, and you can go around and congratulate them all, because, you know, I know they're not, but they look like children at times. You know, when you go on to them, like a 25-year-old's one, you know, played really well, really pleased. They're pleased that you're pleased. It's a nice thing, and it's like quite irreplaceable in life. So, yeah. So when the final whistle finally went, it felt good.
Paul Warne, who did look a very, very happy man at full time, Shaun. Will there have been some relief to get that first home win?
Without a doubt. It's coming to a place like this from Rotherham, the size, 30,000, the stadium, the pressure of the intensity of pressure, maybe from those on the outside, those around the football club, is huge. And he's eager to impress. That's the kind of character he is, and he doesn't just want to kind of impress the lads, you know, in terms of individuals and getting to understand them and get them to play for him, but he also wants to impress all the fans that turn up week in, week out to support the team. So I've always felt he will get the right knack away from home, but the home form is so important to this football club. It has been over the last 2 or 3 years. It's massive. If you want to make a statement in this league, you have to be hard to beat at home, and you have to be entertaining. And I thought we had all of that over the 90 minutes.
Was it important to do it as well, knowing that Derby's next home game is not till December, and you wouldn't want to have that hanging over you? Sounds a bit dramatic, but you wouldn't want to have that there, knowing that whatever happens over the next few weeks, when you next play at home, the Sheffield Wednesday game, I think it will be, everyone's going to be saying, well, Paul Warne's 2 or 3 months of the job and he still doesn't have a home win. Now that all goes away. It
goes away instantly, and the type of performance that it was, and again, we'll go back to the contrast of the Tuesday's game. I think everyone was disappointed after Tuesday. It was a point at the end of the day. It wasn't as bad as people thought, but the performance wasn't at the level that the fans expect, that the manager expects. So how you come back and react to that is such a huge thing. And going into November with so many away games, sometimes there's less pressure away from home because you haven't got that expectancy of winning games, of expecting to roll over teams. And over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've allowed teams to come here and enjoy Pride Park. They shouldn't do. They should come, you know, full of fans, full of belief, and then we put the sword to them quite early on. And I thought we did that today. If I go through the Bristol Rovers players, I can't pick a standout player. I can't pick a player that I thought we struggled with. I thought we beat them man for man all over the pitch. And you look at our players, naturally, we've said it many times, I go for defenders for man of the match. It was all attacking players today. Mendes-Lang, outstanding from the word go. Collins led the line beautifully. McGoldrick got his hat-trick. The midfield two were fighting, we're pushing forward. And that's what you want to see at home. So all around, before you go away, you get your 3 points, you get your first victory at home under the new manager, and you go into those away games full of confidence.
Derby fans will say it's been a couple of years since they had a reliable striker in terms of scoring goals. They might have two this season because David McGoldrick and James Collins are right there together at the top of the scoring charts now. David McGoldrick at the start today with his 3 goals. Incredible that it's his first career hat-trick, but the way he took them was everything that he's done throughout his career.
Well, what those 2 players add is class. There's an art to play. I mentioned in the commentary, there's an art to play a number 9. Certain players can and certain players can't, and Collins can. He understands when to press, he understands when to drop deep, he understands how to make it difficult for defenders, where to be in the box, and his goal typified that. Wait for that first contact, find himself at the back post. Didsey offers that kind of little bit of genius in the build, the ability to know where the next pass is. And what you have to say is the 3 goals that he took were magnificent. The first one with the side foot, the third one to press and then win the ball back and find the far corner. Between the 2 of them, and I think with Mendes Lang as well today, there seemed to be more cohesion, more understanding of how each other plays, and maybe that was part of the formation, being a little bit more maybe natural to some of these players. Maybe it's just getting those 3 players back into a team together, fully fit, which we haven't had for a while. So all in all, just adding those 2 players to this team makes a big difference. And Didsey's one of those players that fans love to watch. They enjoy watching him because he can create something out of nothing, and he's got that ability to show maybe the level of quality that he is above League One. Is at this stage because of his age, because of his career, still playing for a massive club, but he shows moments of Premiership and Championship class.
Yeah, David McGoldrick, fantastic for Derby today, and a first career hat-trick. Let's hear from him.
Yeah, I feel good, perfect as a striker. Win and scoring a hat-trick as well means a lot. But yeah, just happy. We needed to get a win, and I'm happy I contributed and got that win.
We'll focus on you first. I was amazed going through to see that it was the first hat-trick of your career. It must be really special for you.
It is, all strikers want to score. Everyone wants to retire and say they scored a hat-trick, and I'm no different. So I've scored loads of braces, and I've scored a brace before and hit the post, and never thought it was going to come. But today, yeah, just scored in the first half as well with my kids here. It's a great feeling.
3 fantastic goals. We were just talking about it off camera. Have you got a favourite of the 3?
I'm going to say my third one. When I nicked the ball, I drove into the box. I took a bit of a heavy touch and I went a bit further than I thought. And there was a few boys on, and then the goalkeeper was just hugging his near post. He didn't want me to strike it, so I just thought I'd just bend it. So, it was the only place it could go. And it kind of surprised myself that it went in, and obviously to get that for the hat-trick, obviously it means more. So yeah, I'd probably say my third one, but there's all good goals.
And watching the celebration, did you spot the family? Did you able to find them?
Yeah, I spotted my little 2 before the game, and so I seen them, and they was all clapping and waving and doing my celebration in the crowd. So yeah, there's no better feeling as a dad to let your kids see you score.
It was a crazy first half, wasn't it?
Yeah, crazy. 4-2, it's so sloppy as well at times, If we went in 4-1, would it come back? But it was 4-2, obviously, last minute of the first half, and then gives them a bit of momentum going into the second half. And we're not making things easy for ourselves at the minute, so we've got to wipe that out. But all we wanted to do to get was the win today, however it would be, and we've done that.
Did you feel it was important after Tuesday when I think everyone was a little bit frustrated?
Yeah, I think everyone's frustrated. The fans, players, staff. We had a big dressing room talk after, it weren't acceptable. We could have been out there today from that game, and it still would have been 0-0. We wouldn't have scored, we wouldn't have created nothing. So we know we had to be more aggressive going forward, better at the back, and we just did it. We stood up as men today. A lot of senior boys, we've been speaking at meetings, and we knew what we had to do. And I thought we did it, and everyone to a man out there played their part.
And there he is, David McGoldrick. Special day for him and the family at Pride Park Stadium. Results from League One this afternoon. There have been plenty of goals today. Victories for Barnsley and for Oxford United, who won at Bolton. Real drama at the Valley. Ipswich led 2-0. Then they led 4-2. In fact, 4 goals came in added time, including a 99th minute equaliser for the home side to come back from 4-2 down and earn a point. No goals at Cheltenham. Fleetwood 3-0 wins over Accrington. Victories for Peterborough, for Port Vale as well. And a victory too for Sheffield Wednesday. Same scoreline as the one we saw here at Pride Park. as they beat Burton Albion. This is what it's done for the table. Derby up to 7th, and they have a game in hand on Bolton in 6th. They have 2 in hand on the top 4 actually. And at the other end, the Bristol Rovers slip a couple of places. It's as you were in the bottom 4 in terms of teams, but Burton have slipped back to the foot of the table after Morecambe's draw today. And that's our destination on Tuesday night. Of course, join us for that if you can. If you want more reaction to tonight's game, it'll be on the website for you, dcfc.co.uk. Goodbye for now.